Let me guess. Andrew Tate, Iman Gaji, Hamza. You watch all of these people today, and yet you still haven't taken any action yet. Akhi, you need to stop scrolling and watching these self-improvement videos without taking any action. Things are getting different. Times are changing. You see what is doing with the red heifers and cows or whatever could mean something really bad. Allahu A'lam. But what that tells you is that you need to fix your life and you need to take some sort of action, even if it's so small, in order to save yourself from what's about to happen. I know you're young. I know you want greatness in this life. I know you want to make some sort of money for the sake of Allah. I know you want to be strong. I know you want to be fit for the sake of Allah. I know you want a wife, inshallah, later down. You want success, but you're not going to get success from watching videos and seeing other men's success. You have to do the actions to get success. For example, like me, I'm making this YouTube video so I can get my own success. Bi'idhnillah, of course, with the permission of Allah. And you need to be doing some sort of action in order to create your own success that Allah has written out for you. So how? What kind of success tips, what kind of success action steps do we do? Do we run a business? Do we start going to the gym? Do we focus on our mental health? What can we do to take action and fix our life? Before I can tell you that, I remember when I first started self-improvement 1 year ago. Right now, I'm 19, turning 20, and I started self-improvement when I was 18. I always wondered, what if I started self-improvement when I was 15? So many years ahead of me to just become the best version of myself, even at a young age. But the thing is, I was caught in a loophole. I was caught in the loophole that now every single kid is stuck in. Scrolling, video games, bad marks in school, fat, lazy, low testosterone, high estrogen, feminine men that are addicted to dopamine. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. We men have gotten so weak, it's destroying the ummah. And we see the issues that are going on. You see Israel, you see all these people, they're rising to power and we are falling down. Go back to the time of the Salaf, go back to the time of the Sahaba. They were warriors. As we know, the Battle of Badr, which is the first battle the Muslims fought. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. You know what's really interesting about that fight? It was during Ramadan. Right now, it's the month of Ramadan. Right now, we have people, uncles, like us, we eat like samosas, all this fried, disgusting food in iftar. You know what the Sahaba were doing in Ramadan, in a battle of Badr? They were fighting an active war. So that just tells you the levels we've got to. We've gotten so lazy. And a lot of you guys can look at this, oh, you're being so cringe, this is cringe, oh, masculinity is cringe. Bro, if you're gonna say that, just get off this channel right now. You're not gonna ever succeed in life. You think it's cringe because you want to fit in with the rest of the group. You might as well not watch this video. Just get out and go back to playing Minecraft. Let me ask you a few questions. Aren't you tired of stuck in this loophole of stimulation where to the point where like you don't even like video games? You don't like all this stuff. You don't like scrolling. You don't like Instagram, but you have nothing better to do. You have nothing else to do, so you might as well just scroll for 3 hours a day. That's the only reason why you scroll, because if you recall your last video that you scrolled on, you would not remember what that video was unless you go on your history or something. Aren't you tired of talking about the same dumb things with your friends every single day that there's no value? Instead of talking about how we can improve ourselves as men, instead of talking about how we can go to the gym, you guys talk about the next update on Fortnite or something. Like, this is a complete different ballgame. After understanding what the world wants of us, after understanding why we men have become so weak, I see why they want us weak. They want us weak so we can be easily controlled. The way you destroy a society is by destroying the men in that society, because they are what? They are the warriors. They are the free thinkers. They are the one who protect society. So if you remove the protectors, all of a sudden now you can play a lot of different rules. That's what they've done inside the West, and this is not some sort of conspiracy theory. This is actively planned. In 2002, Israel hacked the TVs of Palestine. Okay? They've hacked the TVs of Palestine. And then what did they do? After hacking the TV, they played really haram videos on it. Why? Because it makes men very weak. They use that as an attack, as a form of mental attack to destroy men. And now we're seeing what's happening today. They want us to be fat. They want us to be unproductive. They want us to be eating off the depression pills so they can milk more money out of us. And they can destroy every single organ in our body. They can squeeze everything out of our brain so they can win. It's us versus a bunch of 70 to 90-year-old men. That's the reality of this world. It's us versus a bunch of old men that are about to die, but they have so much power that they control everything and they're trying to squeeze every bit of life out of us. So if you're a Muslim or a Muslim who cares about the Ummah, who thinks, no, there's no way we can let these kuffar, this kafir, these evil shaitans of the world take advantage of us. You can't do that unless you change yourself first. You can't do that unless you fix yourself and become the best version of yourself to become the authority in your circle. And then your circle will become that community, and that community will become that nation. So it all starts with you. I know you've heard this a million times, but if you're not going to take advantage, if you're going to click off this video, if you're not going to be doing anything after what I say in this video, I don't know what to tell you. It's now or never. So here are some tips for young Muslim men and women right now that are watching this video still, if your attention span is somewhat good. Here are some tips that can help you as a stepping stone to get on to self-improvement, so you can finally start fixing your life. Number one, first watch the seerah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because he is the greatest example, and everything he did we have to implement in our life to the best of our ability. That means watching the seerah and learning about Allah, the first thing that we should do as young people. And there's a lot of ways to learn the seerah. You can read it through books, The Sealed Nectar, or When the Moon Splits. These are some books that are very well known and more or less pretty simple to read. Or there are video courses and there are videos that you can watch. For example, Dr. Yasir Qadi, I think he has a very well-known seerah, or Sheikh Uthman ibn Farouk. He has a very, very good seerah that I personally watch myself. And what is the point of watching the seerah? So we can write down all the qualities that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and the Sahaba had that we can implement in our life. Every time you hear hadith, it's not like we just come across a hadith. We have to write that down and find some way to actively put that in our life. We don't just scroll past it. We act on it now. For example, there's a hadith that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, and I'm going to paraphrase, that small consistent things are more beloved to Allah compared to big things that are inconsistent. So if we know what that is, we have to find some small things that we can do every single day to improve our life. For example, maybe I can eat some extra protein, so it's going to grow my muscles, or it's going to feed me throughout the day. Or I can maybe do a little extra 5 push-ups every single day. I can do that. That will build up. Trust me, I know it sounds very, very menial right now. The real ones that want success, they've already done 5 push-ups by the time I said it. So I talked about acting on it, right? Acting on it. For you to act on it with the kind of lifestyle you have right now, it's going to be hard. But what's going to be a lot easier is if you change your mindset and if you change your identity of who you are right now. Let me give you a great example. You wanted to make $1 million. What do you make $1 million? With your lifestyle, with whatever you have right now. Not even just like, you don't have to do anything. For example, you're watching the video just the way you are. If you wanted to be a millionaire by the way you are without changing anything, would you become a millionaire? The answer is you wouldn't, unless Allah gives it to you. Because if you, by the way you are, if you want to be a millionaire, you would have already been a millionaire by now. The thing is, for you to be a millionaire, you have to change yourself, right? You have to change your person, your mentality, your mindset, your physique maybe. You have to change everything that aligns with being a millionaire. For example, if you want to be a millionaire, then you have to be someone who can make $1 million. Because you can't make $1 million right now because you would have already had it. You have to change yourself and be someone who can make $1 million. So your complete identity has to shift. Same thing. When you want to improve your life, you want to become a better Muslim, you want to maybe just get better fitness, you want to get more muscles, then you have to change yourself, your identity, into someone who can make more muscle. So if that means eating more healthy, if that means eating more protein, you have to change that form of your lifestyle. If that means being more disciplined, if that means waking up earlier, it's going to build some sort of discipline. So you have to change your lifestyle. So you have to change your identity. So figure out, what do you want to be? What kind of goal are you working on right now? And change your identity to that. For example, for me, it's more financial. I'm working more on financial, so I have to change my identity. How? Well, I have to be more resistant. I have to work when I don't feel like working, because I didn't feel like making this video today. I'll be honest. I want to sit down and just kind of do nothing today, because Sunday, I didn't feel like doing anything. But no, I'm making this video because I know this is what's going to help me with my goals. I may not see the money coming in right now. That's not the point. Again, small, consistent habits is what leads you to a greater success. And of course, this is all bi-idhnillah, by the permission of Allah. We don't do anything. Remember, Allah helps those who help themselves first. And this is a great example of Mufti Menk. Mufti Menk was disciplined because his father made him disciplined from a very, very young age. Mufti Menk, a great Mufti, may Allah bless him. How did he get to that? But his father wanted him to be very, very knowledgeable in Islam. From a young age, he had a certain lifestyle that aligned with being a very, very good scholar. At a young age, he used to have time blocks for different things. He used to have a few hours to do Quran, a few hours to learn Hadith, a few hours for Islam. He used to have a few hours for this. So he was very disciplined, and his lifestyle was aligned with being a good scholar. Because being a good scholar, you have to change your lifestyle. Again, right? Whatever you want to be, whatever goal you're working in, change your lifestyle completely and change your identity. That means you have to sacrifice a few things. That means you have to leave behind a few things. There are a lot of bad habits that are holding you and that are chaining you, that literally have your hands locked up, like cuffed up. And you need to break free. So the way you're going to break free is you have to sacrifice and don't look back. You cannot look back. And number 3 is allow yourself to fail as many times as possible. When you fail on this journey, when you go back to your bad habits maybe, when you do something that you feel really guilty of while you're on this self-improvement path, that means that, you've changed. That means that you've actually grew, and now you've hit some sort of barrier that you have to fix to grow again. Life is all up and down, up and down, up and down. A few weeks ago, or even a few months ago, and for a good 1 or 2 months after I came back from Umrah, I was kind of at my low point in terms of my self-improvement. My iman, alhamdulillah, was very high. And right now, of course, Ramadan, my iman's going to be, alhamdulillah, it's going to be high as well, very high. But my discipline was very low. For 1 to 2 months, I wasn't pushing it. I felt stagnant. I felt slow. I started to skip the gym a little bit. And before I went to Umrah, I never missed the gym. Or it was very, very rare for me to miss the gym. So my lifestyle kind of switched. When you're at that low point, that means, you know what, right now, something that's slowing me down, so I need to break free, and that's going to elevate me even higher. Why does the Prophet Muhammad say those who are the most beloved to Allah get the most test? Because a test is what will make you better at the end of the test. This is the path between success. You're here, this is $1 million. In the middle, it's just pain. The middle, it's just, I don't want to say hell, but it's literally pain. Imagine walking through a path of fire, a painful fire that you hate to be in, but at the end, that's when you get to that $1 million, or that's when you get to becoming a scholar. When you want to be a scholar, this is Mufti Mank. You want to get to Mufti Mank's level. The middle, it's just going to be endless hours of pain. Pain could mean endless hours of learning. Maybe you like learning, okay? It can be something else. Endless hours of writing, endless hours of studying. Some of it will be really painful, but you have to get through that in order to get to Mufti Mank's level or scholarly level as an example. I want to really help you guys get on self-improvement because I know how much it changed my life and I know how much value it can bring to you. Hopefully you benefited. If you still haven't taken advantage, if you still haven't taken action, this is your only chance. You can either right now take action, or right now you can ignore what I'm just saying and you can stay the loser you are. So you have 2 choices, the red pill or the blue pill. You choose. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.